Here's a look at the Mountain West standings, and with 3 games left in the regular season, San Diego State, Utah State, and New Mexico all have a shot to win the league title. And hi, everyone. With former Villanova head coach Steve Lappas, I'm Andrew Catalan. It's the final day of February, and this game has massive implications for March.
Well, you think about these two programs, they've combined for 26 Mountain West regular season and tournament championships. They've been the dominant teams in the league, and either one can still win the regular season title. But there's even more on the line now with the NCAA tournament. They are so close.
Both teams considered right around the bubble. A big opportunity for both of them today as we take a closer look at the matchup in our AT&T Fast Analysis.
Well, the big thing about San Diego State is how they play defense. They make it impossible for you to get the ball into the paint. They help so well, and they force 15 turnovers a game that gets them out into transition and helps for their high-powered offense, which they now have. And then you have New Mexico, that 49% of their shot attempts are from the three-point line, and they shoot them at 36%. Multiple guys that can make them.
No time to mess around with March on the horizon. Tip-off coming up next on CBS. CBS Sports College basketball coverage is sponsored by AT&T. Connecting changes everything. Jersey Mike subs, be a sub above. And by Progressive, get slam dunk savings today. Back in New Mexico, Brian Dutcher trying to lead San Diego State to its 9th consecutive 20-win season. They are 19-8 entering this one, and for the 2nd consecutive game, Magoon Guath will start for the Aztecs. And for New Mexico, keep an eye on Jake Hall, San Diego native, the Mountain West Freshman of the Week for the 4th time under Eric Olin, who's done a wonderful job in his first season with the Lobos. Our officials, Michael Irving, Nate Harris, and Steve McJunkins. The 100th meeting between San Diego State and New Mexico, and who knows when they'll meet again, as this is the final year San Diego State will compete in the Mountain West before moving to the Pac-12. Aztecs control the opening tip.
And you can expect New Mexico to play primarily man-to-man, and very similar to San Diego State. They don't let you get it in the paint.
Reese Dixon Waters off the mark on his first shot attempt.
That first game that they played that San Diego State won a couple of weeks ago was a very fast-paced game. Both teams attacking each other off the backboards.
That game was January 17th at Viejas. San Diego State won by 4, but it was a great game, as Steve mentioned. New Mexico was up by 2 with a minute to go, as Jake Hall's shot attempt comes up short.
San Diego State will switch 1 through 5, and Eric Olin told us before the game, and Magoon Guath can make that. He's 14 for 27 on the season.
Offensive rebound to Miles Heide, and now Miles Bird misses the 3. Tipped around, Guath fighting for it and comes away with it. And he'll reset it up top to Harrington. Dixon Waters from the outside, it won't go.
San Diego State's elite defensively, but don't take anything away from New Mexico. They are one of the top 10 teams in the country defending the three-point line.
Great crowd here at the pit for a noon local time start. And good defense there by Bird with the steal. Bird flies in, and San Diego State on the board first.
You know, after what Miles Bird did to New Mexico in that first game, 21 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 blocks, and 3 steals. Unbelievable.
And we have a whistle and a foul.
This kid has a chance to be Defensive Player of the Year, and he doesn't lead. He's 4th in blocks. He's 4th in steals. He wreaked havoc on New Mexico at the end of that game 3 weeks ago. Killed them with his defense, blocking shots, and stealing.
And you mentioned his stat line. The only other time he had a stat line like that with 28, 4 blocks, 3 assists, and 3 steals was against San Diego in November of 2024 when the head coach at San Diego was Eric Olin. So he's had that stat line twice in his career, and both times against Eric Olin.
Eric Olin must dream about him, let me tell you.
I don't think they're dreams.
No, they're not.
I think they're nightmares.
Okay.
Yeah. Watt's pass is knocked away by Albury, but
wow,
could not corral it. It stayed in somehow. Guath gets it back and lays it in.
You know, Guath missed about 7 games earlier in the year with knees, had some issues, but if he's healthy, he makes a huge difference for the Aztecs.
His 5th game back after missing a stretch of 6 consecutive games with a hip flexor, but as Steve mentioned, there's also been a back, some knees. He's got a lot going on, but when he is on the floor, he is a big-time impact player for the Aztecs. Shot clock down to 6. Scholl fakes the 3. Now he'll take it and make it.
Scholl started his career in Rutgers, didn't do much, went to Garden City Community College and was an All-American, and he can really shoot. He's second in makes on the team. Great cut there.
Bird to Dixon Waters. Here's Hop driving, trying to finish inside, and he draws the foul.
And you see there, great cut and a great pass by Miles Bird. Jake Hall let his man get behind him, lost sight of him, he gets a layup.
Foul is on Miles Heide, and that sends Jake Hall to the free throw line. Just a legend in the San Diego area, Carlsbad High School, 2-time first-team All-State. He scored over 3,100 points in his high school career, which is second most in San Diego high school history. It's Luke Hopt, also a San Diego native, at the free throw line for one more. And the lefty makes them both.
And one thing about San Diego State, they will play 10 guys. They go to that bench. You got Farrell Compton, you got Tay Simmons. These guys have been tremendous. The 3rd best bench in the country.
And only Tarleton State and Texas A&M score more bench points than San Diego State. Aztecs started 0 for 4, but since then they've made each of their last 3 shot attempts. And great defense by the Lobos.
Great job of blindsiding him. He didn't know where they were.
Scholl's rejected. Bouillon gets it back, and he draws the foul down low.
Take a look at what New Mexico does here. Waters turns his back, and they just come and get him there. Great spot to get him, and then a terrific block here. But it was a foul on the rebound. Farrell Compton.
Bouillon, 62% at the free throw line this year. He had a big game against San Diego State at Viejas with a double-double, 20 points and 14 rebounds. He has 11 double-doubles on the year, which leads the Mountain West.
And he leads the Mountain West almost 10 rebounds a game.
Comes up empty at the free throw line. Look at the 3-point attempts allowed. Opponents try to shoot a lot of threes against these teams. They can't get inside.
Exactly. They can't get it in the lane, so they end up shooting a lot of threes, which is what they want. San Diego State and New Mexico. They want you to shoot contested threes.
Tay Simmons gets his own miss, but then he lost it underneath. Hop, cross-court pass. Scholl, catch and shoot. And the weak side rebound to B.J. Davis.
San Diego State is the #1 transition defensive team in the country. You saw it there, how quickly they got back and located. New Mexico couldn't get a 3 like they wanted in transition.
Harrington jumper is good for the freshman out of Long Beach, California.
He's just coming back off an injury, too. Didn't play great in their win against Utah State.
Bouillon cleans it up inside.
Tennant was a second leading scoring freshman in the country, under 6 feet, to Aiden Argabright, who's at Richmond. This kid can really, he's fast, he gets to the basket, and when he gets in there, nobody's in rebounding position to get Booyah.
Compton trying to muscle his way, and Joel with the rejection. Joel baseline, and his pass was deflected out, but before that a foul is called, already the 4th on San Diego State here in the first half. This rivalry has been one of the best in Mountain West lore. The 100th meeting between San Diego State and New Mexico, off to a hot start on CBS. CBS tomorrow, it's the series premiere event you can't miss. A new era of Yellowstone begins in Marshalls. That's tomorrow at 8/7 Central on CBS. 14:38 to go in the first half. Aztecs up by 1. Eric Olin done a wonderful job in his first year. He's the 5th New Mexico head coach to win at least 20 games in his first season. This is after coming over from UC San Diego, where he spent the last 21 years and had a great relationship with the staff at San Diego State. Play exhibition games together when San Diego was a D2 school. And Eric Olin told us before the game that Brian Dutcher, Steve Fisher are always so good to him, and as a young head coach, that meant the world to him now.
And you know what? He's, like you said, Andrew, he's done an unbelievable job. When you move up from Division II to Division I, and he ends up winning 30 games last year, I'll tell you what, JT Rock, transfer from Iowa State, he can make a 3, he's 7'1". That was a good left-handed jump hook. But Olin has done an unbelievable job. To move up from 2 to 1 and win 30 games, that's saying something.
That 3 is good for Sean Newman after the Aztecs had missed their first 4 3-point attempts.
Sean Newman comes into this game 7 for 25 from 3 on the season, and he just knocks that out.
5 field goals by 5 different players for San Diego State as Rock misfires, and the rebound is tracked down by B.J. Davis. Pharaoh Compton protecting a nose injury. That's why he's wearing a mask. His running layup won't go, but a foul is called on New Mexico for the first time today.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I guess you have to be surprised every time Pharaoh Compton misses a shot, since he's shooting 74% on the season, but I'm not so sure about that one.
I call it on Tennant, who's nowhere near the play.
That was...
Eric Olin asking for an explanation. I can't blame him.
Yeah, I mean... And it was on the ground, it wasn't on the shot?
That's correct. It'll be Newman to inbound.
Great high-low.
And Guath finishes off the feed from DeGorville. San Diego State going in the paint early. No surprise. 44% of their points this year come in the paint. And now we have a foul again against New Mexico.
Well, let's go back to that out-of-bounds play. You watch Magoon Guath here on this play. He sets a really good screen. He's going to come here and screen, and that's when they have the miscommunication, and 2 guys go out on DeGorville, and Guath all alone under the basket.
The offensive foul against the Lobos was called against JT Rock. Davis from the corner knocks it down. Aztecs go up by 7.
You know, that's something that Brian Dutcher told us before the game. Now with everybody healthy, they like Davis coming off the bench. He can concentrate on scoring rather than being more of a point guard.
Good defense by Guath. He knocked it out of bounds. It'll stay with the Lobos, and 18 on the shot clock. And now hobbling back to the New Mexico bench is to Javis Miller, the senior from Commerce, Texas.
And, you know, they are very light in terms of their team. They only play 8 guys as it is.
Another look at what happened to Miller when he came down. It's like he came down a bit awkwardly. And he's trying to run up the ramp here at the pit, which is A task all on its own, getting up that ramp.
San Diego State right now is everywhere defensively.
It'll stay with the Lobos. Aztecs have really picked it up on the offensive end, starting 0 for 4, but 7 of 10 since then.
I mean, this is what they do. You know, you throw that ball in there. I said it last time I had them, that when that ball is loose, it's like when you drop food into a fish bowl and all the fish run for the food. That's what they do when that ball's thrown up in the air.
That's very creative.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. I had goldfish
that one before. Turnover by the Lobos. Newman in transition.
Good job transition defense that time by New Mexico.
Guath over Rock, yes.
This kid is a huge X factor. He led the league in block shots last year. He was ready to make a big step, but he's been hurt really from the preseason. Hasn't been right. He makes a huge difference.
It's a 10-0 run for the Aztecs. That is now over thanks to Jake Hall.
That guy, you better get near quick. Number 7 in the nation. 45% from the three-point line. A freshman. Averages over 3 threes a game. You better get to him quick.
His 87th three of the year. That is a Mountain West freshman record. DeGorville looking for Simmons down low. Nice catch and the finish.
These sophomores, DeGorville, Simmons, Compton, off the bench, really good.
Albury wide open. And Guath with the rebound.
San Diego State really trying to push that tempo.
Guath misses the three, and Hall clears. Quickly up ahead, Albury. They want him to attack. He does, but doesn't get the bucket, and now Simmons comes away with it. End-to-end action. DeGorville running the floor. Too strong off the glass. And Tannett pushing the other way.
And as you can see, San Diego State, they're switching 1 through 5. So you got Guath trying to, and he did a good job.
And DeGorville and Rock tangled up inside. A foul is called. Lobo fans want a little bit more than just a common foul. You can see the two of them holding each other in the middle of the paint. And then the foul is called, and then
they're going to look at a hook and hold.
And it takes us to a media timeout that allows an extra look at that last play.
Oh, that's going to be a hook and hold on DeGorville, I believe.
10:56 to go. First half, 8 points, San Diego State lead. Aztecs up by 8. Time now for our fresh fun fact of the game, presented by Fresh Pet, and that's the famous ramp. And the tradition of ramp ball goes back decades, and Stin's stats have been kept starting in 2010. Only 5 players have been able to roll the ball all the way up the ramp, and that includes 2 current Lobos, and Chris Hall and Uriah Tannett. It's so hard to just walk up the ramp, let alone roll a ball up there. Lap, I don't think you could do it.
I barely can walk up there, let alone throw a ball up there.
Meanwhile, last call was called on JT Rock, and Gene Steratore is with us. Gene, take us through this potential hook and hold.
Yeah, Andrew, I think when Rock and DeGorville get tied up there, they're both kind of happy to be there, as we see on that replay. But then at the end, you see Rock kind of spinning and getting rid of him. I think that's going to rise to a flagrant 1.
And that's exactly what they did, Gene. The flagrant 1 was on Rock. DeGorville is going to shoot.
After which, San Diego State will be awarded the ball.
That was the key part of that, is that Rock spun him around right at the end. If he hadn't done that, probably would have been nothing.
All right, Gene, thank you very much. As you can hear the frustration in the pit as DeGorville goes to the free throw line. First free throws for the Aztecs. Rock sits with 2 fouls, but DeGorville comes up empty at the line, a 70% free throw shooter.
You know, one thing to keep an eye on, Andrew, is Coach Olin plays guys in the first half, one of the most in the country, with 2 fouls. So there's a good chance that Rock will come back in the game.
Keep an eye on Miller as well, who continues to sit for New Mexico. You saw him hobble off a few minutes ago. He's sitting on the bench right now for the Lobos. Harrington springs free for 3. And Hall with the rebound. Hopped in the corner, cross-court pass is knocked out by Harrington. Good defense from the freshman.
You know, San Diego State's length and athleticism, they are like everywhere. New Mexico has not been able to get anything in half court at all. They close out so well on those 3-point shooters. There's a reason why they're great defensively.
New Mexico 0 for 5 on layups so far in this game.
When you do get in there, there's somebody waiting for you.
Shot clock at 5.
Look at this deep.
Albury nowhere to go, and a foul is called with 1 on the shot clock.
Well, some really good patience here, but who they calling on?
Called it on Harrington.
He walled up. It looked to me like he just went straight up.
Instead, it'll be Albury at the free throw line.
Yeah, he walled up. I think that was really good defense.
Well, CBS tomorrow. Don't miss a moment of the action in the #1 show on television. Justin Hartley stars in an all-new Tracker tomorrow on CBS. Albury 1 out of 2. Aztecs up a touchdown. Davis puts him up by 9.
Really bad transition defense that time. Fell asleep completely on the free throw there. Not good.
And Eric Olin calls a timeout. With 9:59 to go in the first half, Aztecs off to a great start at the pits. San Diego State out to an early lead. Next game for the Aztecs is Tuesday at Boise State. You can see that game on CBS Sports Network. That is a 9 Eastern time start on Tuesday nights.
See, this is the kind of stuff that'll drive you nuts. A missed free throw down one end, and you don't get back fast enough. You know this team likes to go. Now, look, we're going to stop it right here. Just take a look. Nobody's sprinting back. Backs turned to the ball. Got a free lane all the way to the basket. You got to locate people quick. Once you try to do it there, too late.
Once again, the San Diego State bench, a big part of their production. In the first meeting between these two teams, the Aztecs had a 37-12 bench point advantage, and so far today, 10-2 in favor of San Diego State.
But look at the help. Try to split these seams, and these guys are switching everything.
Popped short on the wing, but an offensive rebound to Bouillon. Hall. And a foul inside as Hopped went for the putback. Miles Heide commits his second foul.
You know, if you can do it, and I'll tell you who used to do it. Now I'm going back a long time. Denny Crum was one of the first people to ever switch 1 through 5. And that we're talking about 40 years ago. Not too many people could do it. He had versatile teams, and that's what Brian Dutcher has. A guy like Groff can guard a point guard. He doesn't care. Their guards can guard big guys. That's what makes them so tough defensively.
Luke Hopp's parents are here, and his father, Mike, on the right, played his freshman year at San Diego State back in 1985. Now he's got his son going against the Aztecs today for New Mexico.
You know, points are so hard to come by, you can't go 4 for 8 from the free throw line.
Davis sits from the outside.
You know, New Mexico's really hurting themselves at that free throw line, too.
Just 4 out of 8. Bouillon traveled, he lost his footing.
Right now, New Mexico, no half-court offense. San Diego State's defense is dominating there. New Mexico has to try and get out a little quicker in transition. But we said it before, San Diego State, #1 transition defense team in the country.
We saw a good sign there for New Mexico as Tajavis Miller, who left earlier, is back on the floor for the first time. Keep an eye on him. Crowd wanting to travel instead. Guap turns it over.
I think he did.
Bouillon nearly traveled again. Hall thought about a deep three. Now he'll take it.
Wow, they got away with one there. You cannot leave him. You never can leave the ball alone, but you certainly can't leave Jake Hall alone.
Bird, extra pass. Davis in the corner, dribbles out with 10 to shoot. Now he'll take a deep three. And the rebound to Bouillon.
You know one thing, Andrew, New Mexico has a very small team in the game. Bouillon is their only big guy. Hoff is 6'6". He's playing the 4-man right now, and this San Diego State team much bigger.
Hall for three. Yes. Lobos had just one field goal in the last 6 minutes before Hall buried that from the outside.
Well, one thing you can't do is go under any screen when it comes to him. I know Brian Dutcher told his guys that.
It's a stripe out today at the pit. Every other section in red or white, and they are all on their feet right now, but Harrington able to quiet them.
That's what he does best. One thing about San Diego State, they're one of the best teams around in terms of going up off the dribble. They have multiple guys who can go off the bounce.
Hall step back, halfway down and out, and Bird takes it off the glass. Nearly a steal by Albury. Instead, Dixon Waters can't hit the three. Love this track meet action here at the pit. Albury flying baseline, trying to go up with it. Good defense by Bird. Bouillon, tough shot. Is good.
Great footwork by Bouillon, which he has.
And a timeout called by the Aztecs.
Well, we got a furious pace here, going back and forth. Jake Hall knocking one down there. Coach Olin likes it. Lagoon Guap, 27-19, Aztecs.
Move a little faster. We got a
Welcome back to the pit, powered by Nusenda, as we have 6:55 to go in the first half. As we take a look now at our Jersey Mike Suggs game summary. New Mexico shooting just 30% from the floor. They are 0 of 5 on their layups, and they've missed 4 free throws.
Well, they are number 15 in the country in defensive field goal percentage, and you see it here. They also are one of the best shot blocking teams in the league, so they protect the paint well. If you do get in there, now somebody's going to be meeting you at the rim. That's why they haven't been able to make any layups, and a lot of that has been because of that defense putting the pressure. And Jake Hall has not had a good game so far.
2 of 6 from the floor for the freshman Hall. Outstanding defense. Compton, long-range jumper isn't there. And it's ripped away on the baseline. Lot of struggle for it. And they're going to discuss what they want to call. And it'll be a possession arrow. And it'll favor the Lobos.
But you rarely see Compton take a shot from out there.
Wow.
I mean, yeah, that's. I mean, it probably should have been called earlier. Before it looked like Simmons was hitting somebody, which he wasn't really. That's a good call.
Hopped, working on Simmons, trying to get around him. Good defense by Simmons, and he's able to get the rebound as well.
There's a classic example. They can't make those shots because of how hard they're contested at the rim.
Dixon Waters, corner three is good.
Well, he's their best three-point shooter, and this is a team, San Diego State, doesn't rely on a lot of threes. They only make about 6.5 a game.
Largest lead of the afternoon for San Diego State.
Where's the offense going to come from New Mexico?
And a whistle and a foul is called. And it's going to go on Compton, and that'll be a 1-and-1 for the Lobos. Hit every highlight with CBS Sports HQ. Streaming free 24/7. Download the CBS Sports app to watch today.
I mean, I'm sitting here watching this, Andrew, and you watch New Mexico trying to get something done, and there's no holes in this defense. And when there is one, they're 0 for 6 on layups.
Tennant rattles in the front end. Freshman from North Highlands, California. Lobos have 3 freshmen that average double figures. The only other team in the country that has that going for them is Arizona. And there is a bit of an asterisk as Thomas LaBouillon is listed as a freshman, but he's 23 years old, and right now this is his only year of eligibility. New Mexico is hopeful he'll have more, but they list him as a freshman.
How about this year, Andrew, the most ever, 34 freshmen averaging over 15 a game in the country.
Amazing.
Most ever.
Dixon Waters another 3, not this time. And a foul is called on Tay Simmons down low. And that's the second on Simmons. So Simmons comes out. Magoon Guaf back on the floor.
You know, one of the weaknesses, I guess, defensively, because they're so aggressive for San Diego State, is they foul a lot.
8 in the first half, and a 1-and-1 again for Tennant.
When you have depth and you want to be aggressive, you're going to foul.
Bouillon will come back in for J.T. Rock.
And Coach Olin has been true to form in terms of playing guys with 2 fouls.
And some of that's out of necessity.
Yeah, oh yeah, no doubt. I think it's all necessity, because Brian Dutcher, on the other hand, never plays a guy with 2 fouls because he doesn't
need to. And we were talking with Coach Dutcher before the game, and he said people have been asking me, why do I play so many guys? He goes, why wouldn't I play all these guys? They're all good. They're all scoring. This bench is tremendous.
Compton, DeGorville, Simmons, all good.
New Mexico 7 of 12 from the line. That's really kept them in it here in the first half. 5 minutes to go in the first. It's a net jumper.
Tough shot. The defense is always there. And like I said, New Mexico, they have a little bit bigger team in now with Antonio Chol and Bouillon, but they're not that big on the perimeter.
Tough turnover there. That's the 4th for the Aztecs here in the first half. There were a lot of turnovers in the first meeting between these two. In fact, New Mexico committed a season-high 17. Aztecs had 16 in that game.
Well, you know, one thing about San Diego State that we said earlier, Andrew, they force 15 a game, so that's kind of like the norm for them.
Bouillon down low with the left hand. Brian Dutcher wanted to travel. He doesn't get the call.
That was a really strong move.
And here comes the crowd again at the pit.
Travel. And now Brian Dutcher saying, well, Bouillon traveled down there.
This is the first layup today by New Mexico. Maybe a little aided by the no call.
Yeah, little dance step there.
Albury inside. Great defense by Glock. Bouillon picks up the loose change. It's a 7-0 run for the Lobos.
And you know, this is one of the weakest San Diego State defensive rebounding teams, and Bouillon has taken advantage of it.
This is the crowd we expected today. Newman misses from the corner. Albuquerque racing up ahead. Tried to leave it for Bouillon and could not. Turnover. Bird with Tenet back. Bird is fouled. And Miles Bird will go to the free throw line when we come back. A track meet here in Albuquerque. A big game in the Mountain West. Oh, it's almost that time. The Lappies are next Saturday on CBS during the Houston-Oklahoma State game. And it's hard to believe, but it's the 10th annual Lappy Awards, and just some of the nominees for Team of the Year, including the NYU women on the list this year.
Well, how about 86 straight wins? You have to acknowledge that. They've won 2 straight Division III national championships. The NYU women absolutely deserve a place on the list.
And I want to congratulate you, because most people didn't think this award would last more than 1 year.
Oh, is that right?
Well,
who are most people?
I don't know. 10 years of the Lappies. This is wild.
It's become a staple. It's become
It
a
really
staple.
is. Red carpet show on HQ next week. It has a website now. And you saw the reaction of Shaka Smart. That was still an unbelievable moment when he got his Lappy.
You know, I'm watching this game, Andrew, and it's a 4-point game right now. We'll see with Miles Bird. Now it's a 5-point game. If I wasn't looking at a scoreboard this whole game, and just you told me, what do you think the score is now? I'd say San Diego State's got to be up 10. They're not. I think they probably feel like they should be up more.
That was the first shooting foul that New Mexico committed today. The other free throws for the Aztecs came on the Rock flagrant. 3:15 to go. 5-point game. Hot.
That's the first layup they made. But think about it. Miles Heidi's in the game, not Magoon Guap.
Whoa, wow. And a 3 on the other end. Big shot for Bird.
You know, in all these years I've done San Diego State, you, Andrew, this is the fastest I think they've ever played. Don't you believe?
Used to be how slow can they get it as Bouillon converts. Different story this year.
And now they scored twice in the paint. Not taking anything away from Miles Heidi. He's not the shot-blocking presence that Magoon Guap is.
Heidi also playing with 2 fouls. And a sloppy pass. And a turnover by San Diego State. Coming up, AT&T at the half. Brent Stover, Clark Kellogg, and Wally Zerbiak will catch you up on all the action from around the country and break down our first half here in Albuquerque. It's all coming up on AT&T at the half.
I guess Brian Dutcher saw the same thing. Magoon Guap's back in the game. He saw 2 layups and said, that's enough.
Albuquerque comes to get it, drives in, back out Bouillon. Thought about a long jumper, now puts up a wild shot, and Albuquerque with the offensive board. Guap out on Albuquerque. 2 minutes to go in the first. Tough shot here, Albuquerque can't get it to go. Bouillon offensive rebound. Bouillon knocked away by Bird.
Yeah. Albuquerque tried to take Magoon Guap there on the fadeaway, 7 feet.
Davis hits a 3. B.J. Davis with a big first half. He's in double figures with 11.
I tell you, San Diego State is shooting quick in this game. And they're not letting New Mexico shoot quick.
Hall, too strong. Bouillon again is right there. Scholl left wide open.
Great job by Hop there to reverse the ball. Hop is not as good a three-point shooter as Cho. Cho's their second best three-point shooter. Good job by Hop to reverse that one.
Guap takes a 3. Brian Dutcher not in love with that shot.
Nah, he's taking too many threes in this game. He's only taking 27 in the year coming in.
And Hop hits a 3. A one-point game. It's a 17-7 run for New Mexico.
Well, San Diego State's going to hold it as long as they can. There's a 3-4 second differential in the shot clock and the game clock.
And a foul is committed on the perimeter by Albury.
They have a couple to give. I don't think, if I'm New Mexico and I only have 7 guys or 8, I don't know if I'm giving fouls in this situation, to be honest with you.
It's a good point. San Diego State, a 75% free throw shooting team as well.
If I'm San Diego State in the same situation, I'm giving them.
Yeah.
But not these guys, I don't think. But we'll see what Coach Olin does.
Last 6 minutes, points in the paint are 10-0 in favor of the Lobos.
They can give one more. Let's see if they use it. I wouldn't.
Davis with the shot clock at 2. Davis lost it over to Harrington. Can't hit at the buzzer, and that is how the first half comes to an end. Albury is still down on the ground, and now he's up on his feet. And it's possible they're going to put some more time on the clock here in the first half.
The previous play is under review for a possible timing issue.
That could have been a foul there by Joel, no doubt.
It should have been a shot clock violation, no? Or they're saying the possession.
They said they lost possession.
Yeah, so then maybe there isn't time. We'll see. The officials are huddled up at the scorer's table.
I think they felt there was a change of possession there.
Officials asked the teams not to go to the locker room just yet, and they are at the monitor right now. In Wednesday's huge win for the Aztecs against Utah State, a quad-1 win, Magoon Guathita buzzer-beating 3 to close out the first half. It was San Diego State picking up that quad-1 win, while New Mexico had a chance at a quad-1 win Tuesday at Nevada, but they blew a 9-point lead and lost against the Wolfpack.
No, he didn't have possession. That should have been a shot clock violation.
Yep.
He does not have possession.
After review, there is 0.4 seconds remaining in the half. The ball will be awarded out of bounds to San Diego State.
Wow. Wow. That's a huge difference because they can still score, obviously, being down this end. Now, Coach Olin is asking for a shot clock violation. He's 100% right. There is no... They should have called the shot clock violation, without a doubt. And that's what Eric Olin's asking for.
Is asking for a shot clock violation. Gene, what did you see there?
Totally agree with you guys, Andrew. Look, Coach got a legitimate point. I didn't have a change of possession either, and after scrubbing it, when that shot clock hit 0, I had 3.6 seconds on the game clock. I think it's a legitimate concern by the coach for sure, fellas.
Yeah, no doubt. And now this does not have to be a tip. It could be a shot.
Substitutions here for the Lobos. It'll be DeGorville to inbound. To Davis at the buzzer, almost. And that is now how the first half comes to a close. It was 30-19 Aztecs with 5:50 to go. But the Lobos closed the half on a 17-7 run. 37-36 at the break. Coming up, send you to Brent Silver, New York with AT&T at the half, right after these messages.
Basketball.
18-10 to go in the second half, and San Diego State After that jumper by Bird, leads by 3.
Every time it seems like New Mexico's got a chance to get the lead, not able to do it. Reese Dixon Waters now on Bouillon.
Heidi threatening to come over. He does. There's the double team. Albury able to corral it, put the shot clock down to 3. Albury with the left hand, no. And Bird with the rebound. Good defense by the Aztecs. Bird, that's a long 3. And he comes up short.
Those are the kind of shots, if I'm New Mexico, I want San Diego State taking those.
Joel, turnaround, blocked by Heidi.
Another offensive rebound.
And Bouillon scores.
What a finish.
Aztecs have no answer for Tomislav Bouillon.
You know, I watched him. He killed him in the first game. Like you said, Andrew, 20 and 14. I was watching the game saying, this guy's an animal. Plays hard.
Harrington, yes. Another big shot for Harrington.
12-foot, 14-foot pull-ups. That's what he does.
He's got 8 points. And we are tied at the pit.
And Lagoon Guath is a little slow. He went down over there, limping a little bit.
Harrington locates Heidi. Nice move by Heidi to get past Hopt.
And a really good pass.
Hopt trying to answer. Guath trying to go all the way, and he draws the foul.
That's a 7-footer. Taking it off the dribble. Whoa. A whole lot going on there.
Fans just saw that replay on the video board here at the pit as Bouillon picks up his first.
Ooh, that could have been a charge.
Bouillon is telling the official, look at the board. That's dangerous. You got to be careful when you point to the video board. He continues to do it.
Oh, you can get teed for that.
Yeah,
no
he's
doubt.
Done it twice now, and he's still going at the official. Pointing at the video board a 3rd time.
That's a big mistake, and I think that New Mexico should maybe take him out of the game because you don't need him getting a technical foul here.
I'm sure that's something you never did, point at the video board when they showed a replay.
Video boards in the old days, they weren't as good.
They weren't in HD.
That's a charge.
Great scene here on CBS. Tremendous crowd at the pit. As Guath will come out and Tay Simmons is back on the floor. Notice that Guath, when he goes to the bench, has not been sitting down. Doesn't want the back to get stiff. So he goes to the end of the bench and he'll just stand there until he goes back in the game.
And I think his knee bugged him a little bit on that Jake Hall 3-point shot.
Hopt trying to get around Heidi. Hopt draws the foul. And Luke Hopt will shoot 2 when we come back. Now, March is tomorrow, but you can feel it in the building today. A good one on CBS.
I'll be more.
CBS Sports College basketball coverage is sponsored by Chili's 3 for Me, the best $10.99 you can eat. State Farm, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And by Ford Blue Cruise hands-free highway driving. What a scene here at the pit, a tradition they started in football. Now they do Inside for basketball as we revisit our AT&T Fast Analysis.
Well, anytime you allow a drive and there's a guy like Bouillon going to the offensive glass, he's got a good chance to get it. And you're going to see here, he gets that offensive rebound. Now you're really in bad position. He kicks the ball out to Hop. Hop knows the better three-point shooter is on the other side there, and Antonio Joel knocks out the three. And then you got Hall. You cannot go behind. See, you saw McGuath went down on that one. His knee bothered him a little. You got to be able to contest this kid. You can't go under screens with it. Got to be aggressive on those switches.
Hall averages 16 points per game, so far with 9 in this ball game. He's the Mountain West Freshman of the Week for the 4th time this year, and certainly in the mix to win Mountain West Freshman of the Year.
He's had 9 20-point games, which is a record here in New Mexico.
There's Luke Hopt's parents, the San Diego native who began his collegiate career at Division II Point Loma, went to the Sweet 16 twice, and now in his first year with New Mexico. New Mexico's only lead was for 15 seconds when it was 9-8.
Yeah, they're having all kinds. They had 2 shots there that couldn't get it.
And Simmons is fouled. Simmons is really tackled by Tejavis Miller.
And Simmons, big and strong. I think that's a common. I don't think they should look at that. They might, but I don't think so. No, they're not.
Simmons stretching out his neck, and now he'll go to the free throw line.
One thing, Andrew, you see the San Diego State team, I mean, from a body standpoint, they are really strong. I mean, this kid's a freshman. Physical kids.
San Diego State is 2 of 7 from the free throw line today.
Yeah, free throw shooting in this game in general hasn't been great. 10 for 16 for New Mexico.
One out of 2 for Simmons. We told you right off the top, so much at stake in this game, certainly for the NCAA tournament, but the Mountain West is still up for grabs. San Diego State, Utah State, and New Mexico all in the mix to win the league title and the #1 seed for the Mountain West tournament in Las Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, these guys have a lot on the line, and they're playing like it. See, that's where the size, their guards are small. They haven't been able to finish anything inside, Tenet or Albuquerque.
Hop draws the bump, and he is fouled by Simmons.
A little bit too aggressive there.
And that's the 3rd foul on Simmons. So Hop is back at the free throw line. Took over Chris Howell's starting spot, as Howell has been sidelined much of the year by injury. Well, for the first time ever, UFC is live on CBS. Don't miss all the action inside the octagon at UFC 326 next Saturday from 8 to 10 Eastern. That's on CBS, and then it will continue only on Paramount Plus. And there's the New Mexico lead for the first time since it was 9-8.
Albuquerque putting all kinds of heat. Oh.
And that is the 8th foul this half in the first 5 minutes and 4 seconds.
Albuquerque is giving Harrington all he wants on the perimeter.
Davis steps into a 3. And the rebound out of bounds to New Mexico.
You know, I don't want to take anything away from New Mexico's half-court defense. We know San Diego State, top 15 in the country, but New Mexico is a very good half-court defensive team, too, and they're showing it now.
Compton right out on Hall. Dangerous three-point shooter. And Hall's pass is intercepted by Newman. Newman up ahead to Compton. How about it? What a slam by Pharaoh Compton.
Now that's what you call running the floor hard. Pharaoh Compton sprinting full speed to get down there. And what a finish.
Straight out of Compton, he threw that one down, and as the Aztecs go up by one, his first bucket of the afternoon. Net with the answer at the other end.
Not really good defense that time. You get to the rim that easy, and a smaller guy on top of it.
And that's a foul. Net commits the foul. Another look at this incredible dunk by Pharaoh Compton.
Yeah, it was a terrific steal there by Newman and a nice pass. I mean, this kid averaged 8 assists a game at Louisiana Tech last year, and what a finish.
Six fouls this half on New Mexico, so the Aztecs are shooting the rest of the way. Shot clock down to 6. Newman can't hit. Tipped out of bounds to New Mexico.
Yeah, I'm surprised Newman, he's taken 2 threes in this game. Not really his strength.
Came into the day 7 of 25 from deep. Only played 6 minutes against Utah State on Wednesday. He's been out there for Brian Dutcher today. We have not seen Jeremiah Odin, and he did not play in the last game either for San Diego State. Coach's decision. Shortening up his bench with March on the horizon. Bouillon flies in, and the foul.
This kid can put the ball on the floor. He steps through the 2 guys, and a nice finish. And when he signals the and one, he almost gets the ref.
12th double-double of the year for Bouillon. Continues to lead the Mountain West, but can't finish off the three-point play.
And he's really the only big-time rebounder they have, but he's a force in there. No half-court offense this possession.
Fans wanted to travel, they don't get it. Here's to Goreville. Step back 3. Albury. And a foul is called. Initial call wasn't made on that end of the floor. San Diego State thought there should have been a travel, and then the trail official called a foul on Compton.
Yeah, and he called it late.
The official in the middle of your screen does not call a foul there. But a foul is later called, and Brian Dutcher wants to slow things down. He calls timeout.
You can see the time. Wittenberg, oh, it's a long ways. They won it on the dunk.
43 years ago, the national championship game between NC State and Houston, the only Final Four hosted by the Pit. What a game, what a memory, and we are ready to make some more March memories as we are almost there. Tomorrow is March 1st. And we'll be with you leading up to the selection show March 15th at 6 Eastern on CBS Sports. And then the first 4 begins on St. Patrick's Day, March 17th. The first official countdown clock of the year on CBS.
We will see that a lot in the next couple of weeks.
We sure will. And will we see either one or both of these teams hear their name called on Selection Sunday. Both on the bubble. Our CBS Sports Bracketology has San Diego State in as an 11 seed, and they have New Mexico part of the first 4 out, and that is why this game is so massive going forward.
And one thing that we've talked about, Andrew, is San Diego State last in three-point attempts has taken 23 of their 44 shots from the three-point line.
Scholl for 3. That's a big rebound by Newman, who continues to see extended minutes today. Newman got hit across the face, no call, but he's able to find Guat for the jam. Great feed from Sean Newman, as Steve mentioned. He averaged 8 assists per game last year at Louisiana Tech. That was 3rd best in the country. 4th dunk of the game by the Aztecs and a foul.
You're going to see here, this was a really good screen by Magoon Guat, and that's why he was able to get the dunk. You're going to see him here. He's going to stop. And that is a great screen. And now somebody's got to come to the ball handler, and he ends up all by himself at the rim.
Timeout with 11:56 to go in the first half. Back and forth we go on CBS. CBS Sports College basketball coverage is sponsored by Buffalo Wild Wings. Try Pick 6 for $19.99. Capital One, what's in your wallet? And by Geico, it feels good to Geico. Tomislav Buljan, 16 points, 12 rebounds, 8 of those 12 on the offensive glass.
No, this kid's been wreaking havoc. He's got tremendous footwork, I'll tell you, for a big kid. He shoots that little fadeaway there, then he does a little step through here with the finish with the left hand. He is a very, very good player.
The New Mexico program record for offensive rebounds in a game is 10, set by Carlton Bragg 7 years ago. Buljan with 8 and 11:56 on the clock.
You know, one thing we've got to look at, Andrew, with 12 minutes to go in this game, both teams have 16 fouls. There's going to be a lot of free throws in this game.
Rock finishes inside.
New Mexico has taken their defense up. And as soon as I say, oh, had a layup.
Newman split the D and is fouled. He will shoot. That's the 3rd foul on Albury. Albury 0 of 7 today. He only has 1 point. Here's a guy who averages just under 12 points per game.
Well, you think him and Tenet have both struggled? Tough scoring against San Diego State for smaller guards.
My goodness, Newman had missed 2 free throws all year. He was 24 of 26. And he just missed that one.
You know, you go 3 for 9 on the road. That's tough.
Harrington will come back on the floor and replace Sean Newman. There's a look at the foul trouble. Heidi and Simmons with 3, Tenet and Albury with 3. Hall comes to get it.
That's how you got to play Hall. Can't go under any of those handoffs or screens.
Rock inside, fighting with Dixon Waters. Rock too strong. And then he commits the foul over the back. And that is going to send San Diego State to the free throw line.
I mean, now they have 3 guys with 3 fouls.
And still 11 minutes to go.
In my opinion, one of them has to come out. because I think you're going to lose some of the aggressiveness on your defense because nobody's going to want to pick up their fourth foul. I think one of the three guys should come out.
Bird makes the front end of the 1-and-1. Bird was very vocal in the last few weeks about San Diego State going through that 2-game losing streak. Said the team had to play with more pride. He said, I still remember getting blown out in the first 4 last year against North Carolina. I want to remember that feeling now and use that as fuel to drive us here as we get closer to the NCAA tournament.
They could go into JT Rock on tough shot.
Joel, the offensive rebound.
Dixon Waters on Rock. They're going to give it to him again.
Dixon Waters commits the foul.
They're starting to take advantage of these switches. So you have a smaller guy on JT Rock. They were looking for him. He had really good position. They got it to him, and he get a foul.
And that's the third on Reese Dixon Waters. It'll be a 1-and-1 for JT Rock. "15 fouls have been committed in the first 9.5 minutes of the second half." Rock makes them both. He will come out. Bouillon back on the floor. And Rock gets a big ovation as he goes over to the Lobo bench.
I think they found something on offense, which is go inside after a switch. Great defense there. Bouillon coming to help.
Bird left open in the corner. He'll drive baseline. And Bird is fouled. He will shoot 2.
His second. Bird shooting 2.
In this second half, neither team has led by more than 3 points. The ultimate battle for greatness is almost here. 16 elite chefs go head-to-head for an unprecedented $1 million prize on America's Culinary Cup. Series premieres CBS Wednesday after Survivor. I don't know if that pretzel would win, but I would certainly take one right now.
Definitely.
If anyone's watching and listening here in the pit. Midway point of the second half.
Well, they got it again on a smaller guy.
Bouillon with a pretty move.
That's 3 times in a row. 2 baskets and fouls when they go to the big guy with a smaller guy on him because of the switches.
Shot clock at 10. Dixon Waters trying to work on Hop. Dixon Waters off balance shot. No. Bouillon with the rebound. He's running the floor. Tenet is fouled. Guath behind the play lost his shoe. It is physical out here at the pit.
I mean, think about it. We have 17 fouls already. Tenet taking it in hard to the basket.
Bouillon has 14 rebounds now. His career high, 21 against Mississippi State. Guath still doesn't have his shoe back.
And of his rebound, he got 8 offensive rebounds in his game.
Guath puts his shoe back on, but now will come out of the game. A hockey line change here for Brian Dutcher. This is the largest lead of the half for either team. 4 and now 5.
I'll tell you, Albuquerque, he can put some pressure on a ball handler.
He can guard 94 feet.
And he does. Oh, that was a terrible pass.
Right to Albuquerque, racing up ahead. Tenet had an open three, didn't take it.
Yeah, LZ Harrington closed on him a little bit too big.
That was the first turnover of the half for the Aztecs. 8:40 to play. Albuquerque inside, no. And Albuquerque mixed up with the cheerleaders, so it's 5-on-4 the other way. Albuquerque just joining the action now. Simmons inside off glass for two.
Yeah, you would think San Diego State should be able to take advantage of that 5 against 4. I would just go to Bouillon, make the switch.
Bouillon for three. Offensive rebound to net.
Bouillon's made 4 this year. That's not his thing. He does a lot of good things. That's not one of them.
New Mexico +7 on the glass today. Scholl trying to drive in, another foul. Scholl will shoot when we come back.
Well, right now, New Mexico getting it done in all kinds of places. 60-57, Lobos.
We are back in Albuquerque with a look at our game summary. Free throws certainly a big part of the storyline, as right now New Mexico leads by 3. Back courtside with Steve Lapis, I'm Andrew Catalan. This has been a great game to kick off our doubleheader on CBS. What are you looking for down the stretch?
Well, these guys are getting after it so hard. I think a big thing is New Mexico's been able to keep San Diego State outside, forcing them to shoot more threes. They're starting to get to the basket now. They've taken advantage of getting the ball inside on some of those switches, getting to the free throw line a lot, and that's how they've taken control of this game.
New Mexico has 13 offensive rebounds, 8 from Bouillon.
14 second chance points for New Mexico to 2 for San Diego State. That has been a huge storyline in this game.
So have the fouls. 18 fouls committed this half. And these will be the 22nd and 23rd free throws as Scholl gets it. Oh my gosh, look at this. I got a pretzel.
Oh, you got to be.
Look at this. I got it. Oh my gosh. We'll let the Nats sound take over for a while as I wolf down this pretzel.
Well, I'm going to let you do more for me in the future.
Oh, that's good. That could win that culinary chef show on CBS. As Heidi with the rebound, but a foul is called on the floor. Look at this. I asked for it. They brought you one, too.
Whatever you ask for, you get.
Should have asked for
that. I know that. It's a good thing I'm hanging out with him.
Look at this. This is soft.
I just go for the ride. Yeah, it's very good. I didn't try mine yet. I didn't get a chance. I'm talking. I'm supposed to be talking.
Good crowd. I will tell you, Miles Heidi just committed his 4th foul. Been a great day here at the pit. First sellout of the season. A stripe out with each section, either cherry or white. So much lure and nostalgia in this building, and really for this rivalry, which this could be it. Brian Dutcher reiterating to us before the game that he will not schedule a game here once San Diego State moves to the Pac-12 next year. He said he will not play any non-conference games in elevation, naming New Mexico, Wyoming, and Air Force.
Great defense here by New Mexico.
Heidi, yes, soft glass.
Good move there. He stuck his shoulder right into Bouillon.
6:50 to go. Hall left open. Oh, it's not been his day, but another offensive rebound, Bouillon. The Gorville on him. Bouillon sends it back out. Tenet, catch and shoot. Half Halfway down and out, and this time the rebound to DeGorville. 2-on-1. Harrington with him. Harrington lays it in.
Good pass. That time New Mexico, one of the few times they've been slow in getting back, that was one of them.
1 point game. And Eric Olin of New Mexico calls a timeout with 6:21 to go. An opportunity to catch our breath. Have another bite of pretzel.
An opportunity for me to take my first bite.
How about the ball movement by San Diego State?
And they're not normally a big assist team, but they have 24 baskets and 17 have been assisted in this game. And that's been a difference here that's gotten back into it, throwing some really good passes in transition and in the half court to lead to some baskets.
With our producer Jonathan Siegel, director Andy Goldberg, statistician Ethan Cooperson, Steve Lapis, I'm Andrew Catalan. Our entire crew really enjoying being here in Albuquerque for this big Mountain West game on CBS.
All these kids, they're playing like this is a big game, no doubt. Look at this guy.
And the foul for Bouillon.
You know, it's funny because he's as a big man, he's not really a back-to-the-basket guy. He's a face-up guy who does this kind of stuff because he can put it on the floor. He's a strong finisher. He's not like a big man with jump hooks and things like that. But when it comes to taking it to the hole, he can take it.
And that's the 4th foul on Tay Simmons, so he comes out and Guath back on the floor.
21 and 16. They've had no answers for him. I'll tell you what I would do. If I'm Coach Olin after this game, I'm going to my compliance guy and say, you better get him another year. That's all I know.
They list him as a freshman, even though right now this is his only year of eligibility. 23-year-old who played professionally overseas.
Oh, they got him there.
Is fouled. Bouillon commits his second.
Shooting 2.
So here's Guath at the free throw line. San Diego State as a team 50% today, just 7 of 14. First game between these two came right down to the final seconds. New Mexico was up 2 with a minute to go when B.J. Davis hit a jumper with 11 seconds left. It turned out to be the game winner for the Aztecs.
Alongside some great defensive plays by Miles Bird at the end.
In the last 15 minutes, neither team has led by more than 5 points. Bouillon fakes the 3, got Guath up in the air. Bouillon working on Guath, and will send it back out. All got hit. Harrington commits the foul.
Now, Harrington was trying to go over the top of the screen, which is what's going to happen. He didn't want to go under that because you can't do it with him. So he fights to get over, but just a little bit too aggressive there.
We talked about not going under the screens. Harrington, a little too much there. We'll send Jay Call to the line. Hall and Tennant both agreed to go play for Eric Olin at San Diego. And then when Olin got the job here in Albuquerque, they both followed him to play for the Lobos.
And you know, one of the biggest changes in the game since I was coaching, Andrew, is people using dribble handoff after dribble handoff. Bobby Knight hated dribble handoffs because he thought it was no good bringing another defender to the ball. Now they're huge.
Guath. Another 3 by Guath.
Yeah, that's too many for him.
He's 0 for 4 today. He's taken 28 all year coming into the afternoon.
I guess, you know, you got to give New Mexico credit that this is what they're giving.
Out of bounds, it'll stay with the Lobos, and Brian Dutcher is going to go back to his bench with Bird and Newman returning. San Diego State yet to hit a 3 this half. They're 0 for 6.
Their percentage for the game from 2 is pretty good, but their three-point percentage is really starting to get bad, 24%. They got to stop shooting all those threes.
Five minutes to go. Hall puts up a 3. Contested 3 at that, and Bird the rebound.
Yeah, that was good defense. Oh, they're not getting back again.
Here comes Guath back to Newman, and before Newman could put it up, Guath is fouled by Jake Hall.
The ball on Jake Hall. His first personal.
I think you made a great point earlier, Steve, about tournament resumes, and look, both these teams in the Mountain West Conference certainly hope they both get in, but if it did come down to one or the other, and San Diego State had beaten New Mexico twice, it would be very hard for the committee to overlook that, you would think.
You cannot put them in. If they're close, their resumes, which they're going to be, can't put them in over them if they lost twice to them.
Here's another look at their tournament resumes. Each team with 2 quad 1 wins. If San Diego State wins this game, it's a quad 1 victory. If New Mexico wins, it's a quad 2 win.
Their free throw shooting has really hurt.
9 for 18. Not good. Bouillon again with the left hand. Jeez.
Hey, that was over a 7-foot shot blocker, too.
The lead is 6. Oh, and a foul, and that's a good free throw shooter they fouled as well, and Sean Newman.
And that's Bouillon's 3rd. But you're going to see he gets around, and he's good with both hands around the basket. He knows how to use the backboard. He threw that thing up high with some spin. Good player.
He's got 24 points. His career high 25 earlier this year against Wyoming.
Like I said, grab the compliance officer and tell him to start working. Start working now. Don't watch the game. Go work.
Miles Heide is going to come back on the floor with 4:19 to go. He's got 4 fouls, as you see him at the top of the list of players in foul trouble for San Diego State.
I mean, I wonder how Guath is, physically, because he has not been nearly a factor defensively in the second half that he was in the first.
Newman makes a pair.
And, we haven't seen San Diego State press much in this game, and normally they press during the game a lot.
To net, doesn't go down, and Heide with the rebound. One more media timeout to come. We're inside 4 minutes to go. Bird from the outside. Yes! Big shot for Bird.
He hasn't shot it great for the year, 32%, but he has a quick trigger, and he's not afraid to do it, no doubt.
Hop thought about a 3. Heide comes out on him. Hop rolls in, looking for Bouillon in the paint. And good defense by San Diego State. Lobos reset, 8 to shoot. Albury inside, blocked by Heide.
Great job, verticality by Heide. Goes straight up.
Dixon Waters the other way, reverse lay-in, not there. New Mexico had numbers if they wanted it, but they'll slow it down with 3 minutes to go. Tenet left alone, got it! Coming up next on CBS, Game 2 of our doubleheader. It is a good one in the Big 12 as Texas Tech goes on the road to take on Iowa State. There's a look at the standings in the Big 12. Spiro Dittes and Jim Spinarkle will have the call coming up.
That kid, Joshua Jefferson, is having an unbelievable season. It's a shame what happened to J.T. Toppin for Texas Tech. That kid was in the running with Cameron Boozer and A.J. Devonson for Player of the Year. Tears his ACL. Really tough for the kid.
Huge loss. Meanwhile, here in Albuquerque, 3 minutes on the clock. 2 timeouts left for the Aztecs, 1 for New Mexico. And it's a 4-point Lobo advantage. Crowd on its feet at the pit.
I'm a little surprised Newman is really playing in this point of the game. He's their least used of their 10 guys.
He's got the ball here. He's going to shoot a 3. Comes up short, follows his shot right to Simmons. And there's an injured Lobo down, so it's 5-on-4. Newman left alone, and he hits this one. Albury is the injured Lobo, and now they will stop the clock.
Boy, how about Newman? 7 threes coming into this game.
And Albury is going to come out of the game. He was going for the loose ball. And right there, got knocked down and stayed down, and that's why Newman was wide open. Before that 3, San Diego State only had 2 second chance points. A big bucket there for Sean Newman. And now a 1-point game with 2.5 to go.
There's that switch. Bouillon got a smaller guy on him. They should double him.
Bouillon, turnaround. That shot. And Bird able to corral it.
Great defense by Tay Simmons there to force him to take that.
Bird defended by Scholl. Bird going right at Scholl. Scholl wins that battle, but Simmons comes away with it. Loose ball scramble, and here come the Lobos. They had numbers, but Hall will slow it up. 1:40 to go.
Oh, he left him open. Oh, he didn't catch it clean, or that thing was going up.
Hall inside now for 2.
I'm surprised at Miles Bird there. He's a really good defender. He let Hall do that way too easy, and he's bigger on top of it.
13 points for Hall. 1 possession game. Bird from the outside, and we are tied. Timeout San Diego State, but Miles Bird hits another big 3.
Miles Bird, he's come up big for them all year. We got a tie game here at the pit in Albuquerque.
Back at the pit, it's sold out, and a look at our game reset, tied at 74. San Diego State had missed 9 consecutive threes, but since then they've hit 3 of their last 4, the latest one from Bird to tie the game.
Hey, now here's one question. With a minute to go, New Mexico could go 2 for 1. If they get a shot up in the first 10, 14 seconds, they will get the ball again for the last shot. But you want to make sure it's a good shot, not just throw it up for the heck of it. But college coaches normally don't go 2 for 1.
Eric Olin is saying, let's get up the floor quickly, so maybe he is thinking about it. And now to net at a slower pace. Turns on the accelerator, over to Hop for 3!
Well, they're going to get the last shot.
Bird trying to answer quickly the other way. No, off glass, Simmons. Simmons is fouled. What a big shot from the San Diego native, Luke Hopt. But a foul on the other end will send the Aztecs to the line.
Well, you're in no man's land now with 35 seconds to go. If you go down 1, Some coaches will foul in this situation, but you don't want to leave yourself just 5 seconds if they're going to hold the ball. This is a tough spot for a coach, for Brian Dutcher in this case. They have enough time to press a little bit in the front court and then foul if that's what they choose. But I don't like being down 1 or 2, whatever it's going to be, with only 5-second differential on the shot clock. I think that's tough, but we'll see what Brian Dutcher does.
He's been talking about it with his assistant, David Velasquez. Looks like there might be a press coming.
Oh, there's definitely going to be a press. They're not going to foul in the backcourt. They're going to try and get a steal first.
Simmons makes them both. There's the press.
Oh, that's a good spot to double.
Tenet in trouble. Tenet lost it. Oh, it'll stay with the Lobos. And Brian Dutcher will use a challenge.
And New Mexico's got 1 timeout left.
Take another look.
Did he get his hand on it when he went to save it?
This should be a good angle here.
No, he missed it.
I think so too.
San Diego State is challenging the call on the court of the New Mexico ball.
Yeah, I don't
the previous
think
play
he
is
certainly
under review.
didn't put his hand on it when it was going out of bounds to try and get it back.
Big part of this whole play is that Brian Dutcher still had a timeout left. That enabled him to challenge.
And that was one of the ones that he wasn't even going to wait for his guy with the iPad to say, I mean, there's 30 seconds to go. It's close enough where I'm calling this.
Here's a look at the challenge rules that we've been seeing throughout the season. And the coach in the second box there must have a timeout and call for the challenge to do that, to initiate it. And that's what Dutcher did. If it's overturned, it would be New Mexico's first turnover in the last 13 minutes and 48 seconds. Gene Steratore, what do you see?
You know what, guys? I've got it off Tenet. I think Simmons does a good job walling up. It does bump him a little, but I think after Tenet kind of spins away, he still has his hands on that ball, and it's last touching him. I've got San Diego State basketball.
That's a great challenge, I'll tell you. That was not, you know, like I said, I think it was one of those challenges where he said, I got to challenge this no matter what. He couldn't have known from his angle exactly what happened there. But what are you saving it for?
Keep an eye on the clock as well. When it goes out, looks like a little extra time came off the clock. Our crew today, Michael Irving, Nate Harris, and Steve McJunkins. And we're still waiting for a verdict. The discussion might be, is there enough to overturn it? Is there a conclusive look that shows it should be San Diego State basketball?
That's the key.
And a lot of people would say if it's taking this long to decide, then there's your answer.
That's how I believe. I believe it's going to take you a long time to decide, then you really don't know for sure.
After review, the call on the court stands. New Mexico ball. San Diego State is charged a 30-second timeout and has no additional challenges remaining for the game. The game clock will be reset to 31.8 seconds.
So San Diego State now out of timeouts. For those expecting to see Texas Tech, Iowa State, it's now available on the CBS Sports app and CBSSports.com. We'll get you out to Ames, Iowa as soon as this one is over. So now it goes back to the dilemma for San Diego State. What do you do with a 5-second difference between the game and shot clock?
I would press in the backcourt just like they did, but as soon as it comes over half court, I'd foul. I think 5 seconds left, being down I don't like it. I want to extend this game as long as I can. But that's not an easy place to inbound a ball, I'll tell you that.
Hopt will call timeout.
And a timeout call by New Mexico. This is
So Eric Olin and his Lobos use their final timeout. We are back at the pit with a look at our game reset. On the final day of February, there is a March vibe going on in a critical game between San Diego State and New Mexico, both in the Mountain West regular season league race and for the NCAA tournament. On top of that, the 100th meeting in this incredible rivalry, and it could be the last one for a while, as San Diego State will move to the Pac-12 next year.
Now it's a really hard place. It's even worse than it was before. They were up a couple of feet before. Now they're really in a tough spot to inbound.
Hopt throws it in. Bouillon throws it up in the air. Albuquerque is fouled.
Not the worst thing in the world.
That ball was up for grabs.
You know what? Bouillon didn't really get a good handle on it, or that could have been a dunk on the other end. Yeah, he didn't make a good pass there. Albuquerque could have gone if he threw it far enough. But, he caught it in the air. That's not an easy pass to make in the air. But like I said, that foul, not the end of the world.
What a bizarre day it's been for Albuquerque. 0 of 10 from the floor. He has 1 point today and now has some critical free throws. Neither team has a timeout.
If San Diego State goes down 3, they have plenty of time where they don't have to fire up a 3. A quick 2 would definitely do the job, but you can't call time up to set up your pressure because you have none left.
Three-point game.
I would take this to the basket because Coach Olin is telling his guys not to foul. You'll probably get something quick.
Harrington, top of the key. Davis comes to get it with 20 seconds to go.
Still have time to take a 2.
Davis deep 3. Simmons flicks it back right to Hopt, who's fouled.
That was not a good possession by San Diego State. They needed to be aggressive trying to drive that ball to the basket. Had plenty of time to take a 2. And they end up taking a really tough shot with a lot of time left.
So now the San Diego native, Luke Hopt, at the free throw line trying to make it a 2-possession game. His parents watching. His dad, as we told you on the right, played his freshman year of basketball at San Diego State.
And we talked about Bouillon a lot, but this kid has played a really good game too.
He hit that big tie-breaking 3 with 43 seconds left, and now he knows he's got a massive free throw right here. Big one. Eric Olin says, don't foul. 4-point game.
Now they got to really look to get a good 3 up.
Harrington puts up a 3. No good. Bloth going for the rebound out of bounds to New Mexico. And Eric Olin with a big fist pump.
Yeah, you just got to get this ball in bounds.
It's knocked out by San Diego State. The clock kept running, so now they'll have to reset the clock.
And one thing now, the guy taking the ball out of bounds cannot move now. He could have moved. No, he couldn't move before either because he was out of bounds. It wasn't a basket. So he can't move. He's got to stay still.
So a timing error. That means the officials will go to the monitor to see how much time should be on the clock.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's like, it's got to be 1/10 maybe went off.
Told you that coming into the day, San Diego State, New Mexico, and Utah State all in the mix to win the league title. And for New Mexico, their next two games, Wednesday here at home against Colorado State, and then the regular season finale at Utah State.
So they got a chance there to get a quad one win. But right now, they just got to get this ball in bounds.
3.2 is put on the clock.
Got to get it in.
Out to Hall.
We got a foul.
And the foul is committed with .3 on the clock.
I mean, unless you get a steal there, the game's over. So the game is over.
Tell you what, one thing that has not changed over the years is just how phenomenal this building is. And it was in all its glory today. A stripe-out, sellout crowd, big rival in the building. This environment delivered, and so do the Lobos down the stretch.
Boy, they had a game here that they had to have. You know, it's always nice to be home when you have a game you have to have.
.76 the final score. We update the standings. New Mexico and San Diego State both now at 13-5, a half game behind Utah State. Utah State will play later today against Grand Canyon. So for Steve Lapis, Gene Steratore, and our entire crew, this is Andrew Catalan saying so long from Albuquerque. Coming up next, game 2 of our doubleheader, Texas Tech against Iowa State. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports.